Science says only 8% of people achieve their goals. What makes some people successful and others stay stagnant? How do we identify the qualities and skills necessary to elevate our lives? Well, that's what I want to talk about. That's what my energy is all about. My goal is to help inspire people to be their best selves. These conversations will help people identify their best qualities, bring them out, and understand how to develop plans to achieve their goals. I'm Kayla B, and welcome to the Big Boss Energy Podcast. What's up, y'all? It's another episode of Big Boss Energy, and I got a very, very special guest with me today. What's going on, Bri?
Hey,
This is Miss Briana is in the building. Y'all know this is my dog. It's my bestie, my road dog.
y'all know.
I know this is a long-awaited
Episode.
conversation. Y'all been asking us to do this, so I'm really excited. Thanks for joining me today.
Of course.
If you don't know, let me give my girl her flowers. But Bri has over 388,000 subscribers on Instagram, 360K on YouTube, and almost 100K on TikTok. So how you get there? Like, what's going on? Tell the girls what's up.
Yeah, so basically this started years ago. I think it's been about 6 years now that I think about it. I actually was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, wow, it's been this long. But I started in 2017. I'm from Virginia, small town girl. My parents wanted me traditional, go to school. If I didn't go to school, my dad was in the military and he was like, well, the military is hiring all the time. Like, that's an option too. And I just always felt in my heart that just wasn't for me. Like, I felt like, okay, I got accepted into all these colleges. But I just always felt like I was going to school for my parents, not really for me. And something clicked and I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to school. And I used to watch YouTube all the time. This is when the makeup girlies and makeup tutorials was really big. And I just would be at my full-time job. I worked at a call center at Riverside Hospital back home. And I used to work 8 to 10 hour shifts and I would have like 3 days off, but like I worked really, really hard. I used to work like 4 days straight, 8 to 10 hour shifts, and I would have time to be on the computer and watch YouTube videos and study it. So that's basically how I started. I just would go home after I studied the YouTube videos of other girls, and I would go home and put my little iPhone in my little makeup vanity in my bedroom and act like I was a YouTuber.
So you started on your iPhone?
I started on my iPhone.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
Yes, I started on my iPhone.
Okay, so you start on the iPhone. Mm-hmm. So wait, before you even get to the part of the iPhone, and like basically you was really hustling your YouTube from the jump. You didn't care if you had the best camera.
So no, I was just filming them for myself. I wasn't posting them.
Oh, you wasn't posting?
No.
So
no.
So you was practicing?
Yes, I was practicing. I could only afford at the time like drugstore makeup. Yeah. So I would go to CVS, Walgreens, Target, and what I could afford, I would do my makeup and practice. And I wouldn't post it, but I would like post like my pictures, little selfie videos and stuff on my Snapchat because that was really in back then. But yeah, I didn't post until we moved from Virginia to Florida once my dad retired. And I said, I don't know anybody out there. I don't have a job. So I'm really going to focus on YouTube. And that's how that started.
So were you just like an avid YouTube watcher from the jump?
Yes.
You was just already like, I just am intrigued with YouTube. Because I was never watching YouTube back then.
Like honestly, I don't know what it was. I think I just, my job working at the call center, I was on the computer. So I had a lot of other time if I wasn't getting a call or having to do certain paperwork, I was able to have free time to kind of just be on the computer. So I would just sit there and watch YouTube videos of girls doing their makeup. Mind you, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup growing up. At this point, I had probably just graduated high school, and my parents kind of let me wear makeup now because I wasn't in school because they weren't allowing me to do it in school. Like if I was wearing...
So even up until the age of 18, you wasn't allowed to wear makeup?
No.
Wow, that's crazy.
At all.
You was allowed to get a little lip gloss?
Yeah, but not too much.
Okay.
Don't make it too shiny. My mama said you better wipe some of that lip gloss off.
She said you're going to get a matte lip.
Don't let it be red.
Your mama know me, so we got to play with her. Exactly. But no, that is really interesting. So it was more of like an obsession with makeup and being able to wear makeup that led you to kind of like the YouTube thing to learn.
And then I realized I know how to, like I was never the girl that knew like wanted to really do like eyeshadows and stuff. I tried it and I was able to do it. I practiced it. I'm doing my cut creases and things like that, but I always was really good with like the base and like just having flawless skin, the contour, the blushes, the highlight. And I was actually looking at my Snapchat memories the other day, like in my bedroom up my yellow walls, and I'm recording myself.
Yeah. So do you feel like you were like pretty like carefree, or like when you were practicing, you were also looking to perfect in that moment? Like it was kind of like, I'm gonna practice to, like, when was your first like debut? Like it was like, okay, I'm gonna just post today. Like what sparked you at that point after practicing all those videos?
It wasn't until we left Virginia, and like I said, I had no friends, no distractions, no job. We had just all moved to a new state in Florida, and I was like, okay, I got my little tripod, and I got my ring light, got my phone, turned it around, and actually I think I started with the front camera because at first I didn't really realize how much of a difference the back camera would actually be. So I would just I sat in my room and I filmed one, and I went on iMovie and started editing, and I was like, I think I'm gonna post this one.
Yeah.
And it really did really good. It surprised me and shocked me a lot because it was new for me. I was jumping into this whole new world, and I will say I definitely use manifestation at this point in my life. This is when I really learned about manifestation, and that's when I really first used it. And when I tell you, after that, it's like manifestation was a part of my life.
So how do you define manifestation at that point? Like, what were you practicing or doing? Like, were you journaling? Were you like speaking it into like what was your method of it?
It was very much speaking it into existence. I didn't know much about journaling at all. Actually, I didn't know anything about journaling back then at all. All I knew was that what you want in life, speak it and manifest it, speak it into the universe, and that's what I said. And what the top goal of mine was to make 10,000 views, 10,000 subscribers, because I think at the time you had to make 10,000 views on all your videos to get monetized. Okay. And so, of course, I wanted to get paid, you know? So I actually had a moment, my mom has a picture of me where I went out in my little leopard robe in the apartment we were staying in, and I went and cried to my mom. I was like, Mom, I hit 10,000 views. Like, I literally was like this in the picture crying, and it was under 2 weeks. That happened.
Wow.
And I think it was like very like important for me that happened because my parents were really on me about going to school. And since I wasn't going to school, they were like, okay, well, you need a job. Like, you need to find a real job.
Yeah.
And it was just struggling. Like, okay, I'm disappointed in my parents, but it's like, I actually want to do this. And so at the time, my mom was very supportive, but my dad wasn't really supportive in a way because he didn't know much about YouTube and what you can do. He thought I was just posting videos for fun, but it's like, no, people actually make great money off of this, and I want to be like them when I grow up.
Did you study that though? Did you actually find out like before you went on that journey? Like, so you were studying the makeup, but were you actually studying like those how to start a YouTube channel videos or like anything like honestly on the foundation of how to actually build the channel up? Like,
not really. Honestly, what happened was I had a few YouTubers that I really liked how they did their makeup, and I studied them and I learned from them. And then to edit my videos, I was like, how do you edit on iMovie? Because that's all I had. I didn't even have a laptop, an iMac at that point. I was doing literally everything on my phone. And so I just taught myself, and I probably did watch like a how to start YouTube just so I know like the thumbnail or, certain things like that. But what I was really studying was how, they were kind of talking when they were showing products, or like how they, certain parts of the makeup you didn't have to show. Like I learned like you don't have to show both sides when you edit. Like just get this side done. Okay, then this side is done, now next part. You know what I mean? To save time so people don't, you're not just showing like everything. But yeah, that all happened in 2017 in my bedroom and on my iPhone.
Yeah. So at what point did you realize, okay, this is blowing up for me, like this is getting serious and I need to like really invest myself into this, into this like side hustle at this point?
The subscribers and the views kept going up, like drastically.
Like how quickly would you say?
Every week was like 1,000.
Yeah.
Every week. Like
how consistently were you posting?
I was posting every single week. Okay. At least a video or two.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. Like, so I was getting
1 to 2, 3 videos a week.
I was getting a lot of content back then. Very consistent. And I will say, when I tell people, starting a YouTube, the key is really being consistent.
Yeah. So do you feel like there was a moment you went viral or something just happened where it was like, okay, like this all just skyrocketed, or was it just like a consistent build up?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever had like a real viral moment. Like I feel like it was just really organic people that found my channel and really just liked who I was and what I did and how I did what I was doing at the time. I don't think I've ever really gone viral. I think it was just naturally people finding me and like, oh, I like her stuff.
Yeah. So did you have an Instagram at the same time as as the YouTube or other platforms or anything?
Just Instagram. Well, actually it was because Snapchat was really big back then.
Okay, yeah.
So I would post my videos and like I would tag the link of my YouTube videos. I would ask all my closest friends and even friends I just went to school with in high school. Like we weren't super close, but I knew that they would like, you know, repost my stuff and I would ask them like, hey, can you post this on your story for me or something? And I know that really helped also because it's bringing not just my people, but other of my friends and associates, their people too.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So there was definitely a transition from beauty for you to lifestyle. So talk about like how YouTube starts to change, like you're now in the game and like, how do you shift? Like if that's your passion, you've been doing makeup and that's the thing.
Yeah.
At what point do you wake up like, okay, maybe I need to adapt to what everybody else is doing and step away from makeup a little bit?
That's actually a great question because I struggled for a while. And
with transitioning from the beauty to lifestyle.
Yes.
Okay.
And I struggled because I've been like this since just from doing a lot of reflecting on, you know, the years that have gone by with myself. I've realized I'm just naturally a private person. And it's not because I'm trying to be sneaky or I don't want people to know about me. I just like to keep things to myself or, you know, sometimes I just don't want to put certain things onto people, and balancing from just doing makeup and talking about, you know, some personal things maybe in there, but not really. Like basically I was just really doing makeup. I wasn't talking really about my life. I was showing the product, how to use it, why I like it, where to get it from. That's it. So now over the years, it's transitioned into makeup not being trendy anymore. And I noticed that, you know, I was still doing the makeup videos, but lifestyle was way more popular. So I noticed my views weren't as much as they used to be whenever I would put up my makeup videos. And I'm like, damn, I really have to get into this whole new trend. And I have to learn how to be open and find things to do for this certain type of content. So it was really tough for me just actually sitting on camera and talking and showing, you know, my day-to-day life. And also being a YouTuber who works from home, it can be a challenge, especially starting back then, because it's like, okay, I was just getting on camera to show y'all my makeup, so now I gotta do stuff. Yeah. I gotta actually
proactively get out here and show you something I'm doing
show you, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm also a person who lives in the moment, so it's kind of hard. Even now I still struggle with it. It's hard to have a camera while you're enjoying yourself with your friends, you know what I mean? And certain people may not even want to be on camera, or I'm really just having a good time. I'm not trying to have a camera, you know what I mean? So the transition was hard. It actually took me a while to get into the vlogging and lifestyle transition. Like I would sit there and I'm like, all right, it's happening, but I'm like, don't even know where to start.
Right. So you mentioned transitions and like reflecting a lot on like just certain things about yourself. So you always say that you're like super private. Like, so what have you feel like you've been learning about yourself during this like period of reflection? I feel like you've been like showing your followers like a new side of yourself. So
I've actually been getting a lot of feedback, and they've been saying, wow, Brianna, like we're seeing such a different side of you. Like we're seeing more of you, and it makes me feel really, you know, really good. Cause it's like, I know I'm a great person. I'm a fun person. I'm a caring person. I'm just a good time and like a great person to be around. So when I do show that side of me and get the good feedback, it makes me want to continue. But, you know, I still struggle with it because it is something where, you know, in the certain life that I do live, there are certain things I just can't show or talk about or, you know, but what I have realized over the years and reflection of, you know, just growing within this whole YouTube community and things with just life in general is that I can open up because there are people who really, you know, go through the things that I go through, and they can get, what's the word I'm looking for? When people can,
like relate to you.
Yeah. There's another word for it.
Like relatable.
Yeah, I feel like it was something else.
Transparency?
I don't know. But yeah, so when I am more transparent, they do feel like, you know, a lot more
like connected
to me than because they used to tell me, you know, like they kind of felt like after a while they maybe weren't as connected to me because I was just so makeup, or I'm not really talking about things that actually happen in my life or that I go through.
Do you feel like it's like really hard to like receive feedback at times online? Like if your followers are like, well, we want to see this or we want this from you.
Well, I get bullied 24/7 when I just post a picture. Like, where's the vlog? Like, where's the vlog? So it's like, I love that, but there are certain people that, you mean like as in like stuff like that, or you mean like negative or just?
Well, in general, like whatever direction you want to take it. But I was just talking about more so like the just challenge around like receiving feedback. Like to me, like if I had like a platform that's growing like mine right now, like there's tons of people who say like, I like this or I like that. And it's like, for me, I know like I tried different types of content and like some hits, some doesn't. So it's like, how do you like really like narrow in and say, okay, well, my audience wants this, but it's like a perfect balance of like what I actually want to get up and do every day.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like just because I'm pretty much in the beauty, because I am labeled like a beauty influencer as the title of my job, that when it comes to like makeup or hair, it's pretty easy for me to do. I mean, I'm trying to think of certain things that they've asked for, and I'm just like, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you feel like you just kind of go with the flow?
Yeah, I kind of just go with the flow, and I feel like the trends that do, you know, come about on YouTube, because that's one of the things too on how your views go up is staying with the trends. Yeah. I feel like for my type of content, just lifestyle in general, I can do, you know, pretty much everything.
Yeah. Do you feel like to like grow as an influencer, you kind of have to like stick to something, or like you feel like you could just come out with something new and a new energy and people will receive it well? Or do you feel like you constantly kind of have to, do you like feel boxed into being a beauty influencer? Or do you see yourself like doing anything else outside of that?
Actually, I feel like I can literally do whatever my subscribers and followers would support me. Right. Like, I just feel like because of my brand and YouTube, lifestyle, you do everything from working out to cooking to makeup to skincare to relationships, whatever it is. I just feel like I think the newest next content would be like, you know, having my own business and starting a family or something, you know?
Yeah. So talk about your first like brand deal. So like you moved out your parents' house, like now you're like on your YouTube grind and it's going up. Like, what was it like what was the feeling like when you got your first like brand deal? You're like, okay, it's not only the AdSense or like the revenue just from like YouTube, I'm getting this check, which was the original goal to prove to your parents. Like, what was that like to actually like have people start reaching out to you? Because you worked with some major brands, like you worked with Skims. So what is it like engaging with those types of high-end brands or very popular
brands? Certain brands are, well, any brand really that wants to work with me, it's still kind of surreal with certain ones just because it's like, wow, like I was really this girl from Virginia, didn't know what she wanted to do in life. Like, I was just like, I know I didn't want to go to college, was not doing the military. Like, I just didn't know. And I kind of felt like I was a little bit behind, you know, just from, I would say my friends back then, because they were all going to college pretty much. And I was just like working and didn't know what I wanted to do. So when I got my first brand deals, and even up until now, it's just like, wow, the pay is great. I will say the pay is amazing. But I will say that it just, each time I work with a certain brand, because sometimes, you know, I'll reach out to a brand and ask them if they would want to work with me, or sometimes they just come to me. And I think the ones that actually come to me surprise me the most, because it's like, wow, this brand wants to work with me, like little old me. Because I still feel like, you know, I'm big to a lot of people, but to me, I'm still Brianna, you know what I mean? So I just really feel thankful for these brands to reach out to me and want to work with me. And I've actually had a few, one recently, I've had a few, one that I'm actually working on now, where they reached out to me and the rate that I would have given them is literally double than what they offered me. Like they offered me double of what my rate would have been. So it's like things like that. I'm just like, wow, I have to be very grateful and thankful for the job that I do have. And, you know, one of my struggles is being consistent on YouTube. Like, I was going so hard in the beginning, and I feel like now with life and just, you know, what other things I want to do in life, it's kind of hard to be consistent just because I've been doing it for so long, and there's other things that I do want to do. And I feel like I'm at the point in my life of like, okay, I know I want to do YouTube still, like, but is that my end all? You know what I mean? But I don't want to get off topic, but I think when brands do reach out to me, it's just like, wow, I've come this far. And it's like, it's only going to go up from here.
Right.
Like, I'm very thankful for all these brands that reach out.
So you mentioned like having to, like, sometimes you reach out to brands and sometimes brands reach out to you. So like, have you ever had management, or like, what is like that, like on the back end of like, how do I actually like connect with brands for people who may be trying to build their channels and not know, like, should I reach out to brands? Should I be proactively putting myself out there? Should I just be sitting around waiting for an email?
No, don't sit around.
You know what I mean? Like, because I know people with 5,000 followers, 10,000, they're like, you know, micro influencers who are getting paid now. Like, there's a lot of brands who are like, maybe not even getting paid, but you might get gifting of free products or whatever. So how do you like build these relationships with brands, you feel like? Or does your management, or have you had management? What is that like?
So to reach out to these brands, or even wanting to work with these brands, one thing, advice I will give is that you sometimes may have to go out and purchase these products with your own money.
Right.
But you use them, you tag them, but the little bit of money that you're spending on this product could come back 3-4 times more if this brand sees that you're constantly, it doesn't even have to be constantly, that you've posted their products in a story or on an Instagram feed post. Like, they see the tag, they see that you've done it, you know, a few times. They see, okay, you do really use my product. And so they may want to work with you. And when they offer you that rate and how they want you to, you know, promote their product, you spent, maybe it was a L'Oreal foundation, and you went and bought a L'Oreal foundation that's $8. Now they want to pay you, just say $5,000 to promote that. That little $8 came back to you with so much more, just because you invested pretty much into yourself, but you posted your work. And so that's the best advice I can give, is that, you know, if you do want to work with a certain brand, go out there and buy the product, post them, tag them, and then either email them if you can find. Sometimes it's hard to find the direct email, because sometimes the emails on brands will go to like support. That's not what you want. You want to,
like, who do you want to contact at a brand? Like a brand director, or like, so like who, like what's the title of
so that's what I try to figure out at one point too, when I was doing it all on my own. But, you know, sometimes even if you do reach out to the support team, the email that they do have on, you know, their websites or in their Instagram email bio, whatever, you can still write as if you were talking to that specific person you're trying to get into with, like, who does influencing marketing type of things. And they'll get your email and they'll say, well, sorry, this isn't the right department, but we're gonna forward your email to, you know, the influencer
marketing department.
Exactly. But you still, the advice I would give is write out your email, your message, and you need to put, hi, my name is da-da-da, I do this, I have this many subscribers, I have this many followers. Link all of your social platforms, and make sure you put how many followers you do have. And if you do want to really work with them, explain why maybe a certain product you like, or just explain why you like that brand. Yeah. And just email them, Instagram, like DM them, whatever. Yeah. Do both.
No, for sure. So you mentioned you want to like kind of expand and like do new things. So like, what would you say is like in the works for Bri right now? And like, what are you like working on behind the scenes that everybody like doesn't really know about? Or like, what's your like new thing that you got going on? Or...
I don't think it's really new. Everybody knows, you know, I've been trying to launch my Flesh and Nude Beauty skincare line. I think that has been a little tough for me just because of finding balance in my life and just in the moment of like my purpose and what I really, really want to do. Yeah. And I've always known that I wanted to do something with skincare. I want to do something potentially with clothes. But now I've gotten into a different space, a different headspace, I feel like I've been transitioning and transitioning my life into better. And it's opening up certain viewpoints in life where I'm like, okay, I have to take this serious now. Like, you're not getting younger. you keep slacking, you keep putting it off, and it's like, just do it.
Yeah.
So now it's like I've gotten this ball of like motivation, and my goal, it's going to happen this year that I'm going to launch my skincare.
Awesome.
So that's your new beauty.
Well, that is awesome.
Yes.
We can't wait. The girlies need a good skincare 3-step routine, whatever. Yes. But no, that is so awesome. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
And I definitely have, seen the transformation, obviously, as your friend. So I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
For like stepping into this space and really like getting in tune with like energy, all that we about over here, and just
good energy.
Manifesting all that you want, because I know it will come true, and I know you have such a loyal supporting and following that it will definitely be successful.
Yes.
So thank you for stopping by the Big Boss
Gotta
Energy
support my
Podcast today. And thank you for dropping these gems, because I feel like a lot of girls look up to you and they really want to get into this space. So I feel like they definitely have a better insight into what it really takes, the consistency, like you mentioned, being consistent, not allowing things to like distract you, and more importantly, some strategies that they can use to like really connect and build a following and relationship and network with major brands. So I love that you gave the girlies that tea. Yes. But no, thank you so much.
Of
and
course.
We will be back. Y'all know, y'all
Wait,
see us all the time.
can I say something?
Yeah.
I want to give a huge, I don't know what the right word is. I just want to give props to my bestie, because she's doing such amazing things, and I'm so proud of her. You would think we've been friends for
I know,
forever, and we've only been friends.
We like family, y'all. We fight all the time.
Yes,
like
she
every 2 days.
every 2 days. But no, that's my girl. I really feel like Kayla is really like a soulmate of mine. Like, I feel like she was literally sent from God, and I wouldn't be able to. I just feel like in life, like Kayla was somebody that was meant to be in my life, and she's taught me a lot of things. We teach each other things all the time, and that's the whole point of any type of relationship when it comes to friendships or just any type of relationship. And I just want to say thank you for everything you've taught me, and being such a great friend, loyal friend, and you're always there no matter what for me. You support me in everything, and I really appreciate you, and I'm so proud of everything that you have been doing and what's in the future. And I just had to give
Well, thank you. Oh my gosh. No, I literally love you, so thanks so much.
You're welcome.
But yeah, we have like a really great friendship, and I definitely cherish and appreciate it. And I definitely love you for coming through and stopping by the podcast.
Are you going to tear me out?
Don't do it. But no, thanks.
You're welcome. I love you. That's it.
All right. I'm like, oh my God.